What's up, guys? Good morning. It is Jonathan with One Big Impact. So I got to turn this light off because I'm driving, but I want to talk about something that I think a lot of us find a point in our lives when we're struggling with this, and sometimes in the midst of what's happening, we really don't understand exactly what's going on. And I believe that to be being true to yourself. Now, I always kind of know that I'm not always the most liked individual in certain circumstances. I think at this point in my life, I have found, between my clients and some close people, very small portion of people, that I have found that within this niche group of people, I do fit in. But all my life has really always been trying to be, I guess, something that I'm not, or somebody that I'm not. Always trying to fit in with the people that really don't want me to fit in with them. Probably the last 5 or 10 years, I started listening to myself a lot more. I stopped doing drugs and I stopped partying all the time, and I realized that most of what I was doing was just because I was trying to be cool, or I was trying to be a part of something. What I think I have gotten to the point in my life now is that instead of trying to be a part of something, I finally got to a point to where I realized I don't have to be a part of something. I'm here to create something. Whether it's like a safe environment for people to exercise, or somewhere where people can feel like, they can joke around and have fun and get mad and get angry and get results and do amazing things. Or sometimes, talking about like traveling the world. Or I don't ever see myself as like an inspirational person. And I think if people see themselves as inspirational people, I think that's fucking weird, to be honest. Each and every single one of us has dealt with very unique, although very challenging battles. You may see somebody and you may think, well, they haven't been through what I've been through. Their parents are rich, and they got a nice Corvette, or they have a nice house. Like, I lived in a trailer for the last 10 years, and my kid passed away, and my other kid's struggling with like drug addiction. And when I was younger, my brother committed suicide, and I've been stabbed 3 times, and I was a single father for my whole life, and I've never made a lot of money. Like, that is the mindset that a lot of us that have had significant problems try to compare to other people's lives. Like, people like me, like, that have lived kind of, I don't know if I would say an impoverished life, but on the lower means of like the financial scale. Now, I don't think that somebody, just because they grew up in a nice house and had a fat bank account or anything like that, had it any easier than me. So I know that, my mom being a single mom and stuff like that, that shit's hard. Raising 3 kids on your own. I did 2 kids. It's not easy. Just because somebody didn't grow up the way you grew up, maybe they had, financial means and stuff like that. Boo would say this a lot, and he would think just because somebody grew up with money, that they were better, or they didn't have problems, or they didn't know what it was like to struggle. Well, I don't think that's true. And in fact, I know it's not true. A lot of the times, the kids that do grow up with money have an immense amount of pressure on them from their parents, or the same things roll through financially savvy houses as they do unfinancially savvy houses, and there's no way to think for a second that just because somebody grew up different than you, that they are not experiencing difficult things. I have seen a lot of people that have grown up with means that want literally the opposite of that. You see it all the time when you travel. All the time. They're like these hippies. They've got hair grown out of everywhere. They don't look like they look homeless and everything. And their parents are filthy rich and they don't want nothing to do with that or them, because the money gets held against them, or they feel entitled or whatever. It's just a different thing. So if making money appeals to you and that's the type of thing that you want to do, by all means do so. If you don't want to make money and you want to give back and you want to volunteer and you want to help others, that's okay, do so. If you want to party all the time and that is something that appeals to you, that's okay. If you don't want to party and you're only partying because you're trying to keep up with friends and stuff, and realistically maybe it's not your thing, don't waste years of your life spending time on things that don't matter. I did that for probably the first 30 years of my life. I don't know how long I'm going to live, but say I live to 60 or 70. That's literally half my life that I wasted on, going through the motions of things that weren't really my passions. When I turned 30, everything changed. I really started to flip the script. I started to travel. I started to see the world, and on my means. People say, well, why do you go to these places and just wander around and walk for days and you don't take taxis or anything? And because I enjoy seeing the culture. I enjoy doing that. I enjoy just kind of people watching or whatever. To me, it doesn't have to be like going into all these little places all the time and, trying to pretend that I want to see museums and shit like that, because it's just not my thing. I like to interact with people and kind of just talk to people and go into shops and joke around and have fun and just enjoy my time on this earth. It's limited. I think a lot of us don't realize that we are really running out of time each and every single day. It's the only thing we have. It's the only thing that we have, and it is by far the most scarce thing we have. Seeing people pass away, whether it's, clients, friends, or my family, or anything like that, it just goes to show it doesn't matter if you're healthy, if you're unhealthy, it doesn't matter. Like, you can walk out and get hit by a bus tomorrow. And I'm not saying think negatively like that, but I am saying think in a very scarce way. Meaning, like, they say this all the time. If you were going to die tomorrow, what would you do today? And I think we really should think about that and really understand, like, would you go to the party and would you go clubbing? Would you go to the bar and get faded with those people? And you might, and that's okay. Or would you go to the gym and get one deadlift session left? In reality, like, I would love to work out. I would love to do something really crazy and, that just pushed, my ability to do physical strength or something like that. And, some people would say, well, I'd take a bunch of drugs and just, have a good day or whatever. That's great. Maybe I'd want to see like a castle again or something. Or, spend a day in a cabin relaxing, by the fire with a glass of whiskey or something like that. I think the most important thing when you go through life each and every single day is just ask yourself, am I doing what I would do if this was like the last day or month alive? Because it very well could be. And it doesn't really matter, because at the end of this scheme of things, regardless of what you believe, at the very minimum, we go down into the ground and it's over. At least this life. I don't know what happens after that. But I think even though we get the chance of joy. It's a very rare thing in animal species. We get the chance to experience happiness and joy and, progression and stuff like that. So spend each and every single day like it's important to you, because it is. It really is. It should be. And if it's not, stop doing what you're fucking doing and get your shit together and do what's right for you. Even if it means being alone. You don't have to be with other people. You don't have to. I think that's one of the single most important overlooked things too. Spending time by yourself is not a bad thing. Sometimes you find out who you truly are by doing so. And sometimes you'll find interesting people in corners of the earth that you never thought. Some of the people I've met over the course of the last 5 years, I definitely never thought they'd be a part of my life, and they are. And it's very eye-opening sometimes. You guys, be true to yourself. Have a beautiful day. Keep up the good work. Be stronger than your excuses. Remember to spread love, not hate. Drink your damn water. Stay on track. #TeamBoo. Thanks for watching.